morning, Raymond Innocent. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Nicole. Yes, Abi, good morning. Mark Adiere, good morning. Muhammad Meni, good morning. Karim, good morning. Why you say no? I realize this is quick. No to come and go me. Ashes, run them down. Good morning, my people. It's Wednesday. October is going. Only 2 months to finish the year. Yeah, but I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be talking about my belief on giving up. You can share your thoughts. What do you believe? What's your thought on giving up? When should someone give up? And is there something like giving up? Is that something that should be encouraged? And why should it be encouraged? And if it should not be encouraged, why should it not be encouraged? When should someone know that now it's ripe for me to give up? Yeah, so you don't have to let go, but I'm going to try and of course from the perspective of owning cars and life in general, because this is a life, the cars and life podcast. So we're going to be talking about the concept of giving up, and I always believe in regards to cars, I'm talking about cars because I believe, I feel like some of the regrets I've had in life were those regrets of selling my cars because I thought they were incurable, only to find the person that bought them. So that's what we're going to be talking about. But first of all, let's feel good. Feeling good. Jump, 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 jump. Feeling good. Good morning, Pade. Harbat, good morning. Joshua, good morning. Yes, it's raining. Eka jamu nze tekanta wanyiza nkakeredde nakalabukiridde. Yes, Raymond, Paul. Yes, Abby, I'm going to tell you the story from yesterday. Yes. spatio oba bayigirawo emmoloka. If you're feeling good, jump, 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 jump. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling good, jump, 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 jump. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling good, jump, 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 jump. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling good, jump, 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 jump. If you're feeling good. Yes, good morning, good morning. So yesterday we bought a Spatio, the old model to use for the guys that have been on this channel for some time, I'm sure you remember when we bought that Spatio sometime, I think was it last year or beginning of this year. We bought it with one of my followers here. If you remember the story of that gentleman, we ended up buying that Spatio and he loved it so much. So the story is that the madam did not like the car. The madam likes a newer car, so he had to upgrade. So the gentleman that bought that Spatio yesterday, I got a Spatio Jibaita Super, and this gentleman had already gone to the market, so he knew the Spatio Super is kind of overpriced. I find that even this one is a little overpriced, but well, when there is demand, you get the supplier makes it expensive for people to buy. So that's why the Spacios are normally expensive. But we moved around, and the Spacios that were in our price range are the sinungi. And the good ones are quite expensive, which I find that a person that's buying a Spacio old model should not be buying it at more than 12 million. You get. So this Spacio belonged to that person, one of my followers here, definitely. And how we came to buy that car is that so this gentleman wanted the Super, and we made him understand that, you know what, the difference between the Super and the ordinary Spacio is the bumper, the front bumper, the rear bumper, and the lights. That's the difference. Yeah, so eventually he said, you know what, I don't think I really mind the Spacio ordinary now, and if I can just buy a bumper and lights, why don't I just buy a Spacio ordinary, and if I want, I make it a Super. And besides, this Spacio that we bought has an interior that is super, what you would call super. It's really nice. And when he agreed, I said, okay, let's probably call this gentleman up if he's up for the sale. And yeah, he was up for the sale. So we drove to Amusan's and got him a workshop to say he's a corporate guy. And that's where we started the negotiation. I told them, but you guys, we should give you 10 million. Because we bought it by, I think we bought it around 9.5, right? But of course, the engine was very intact. The interior was intact. Eventually, I talked to this gentleman. I told me the reasons that people give. So it's and but only two looked like they could go for some good time. Yeah, but eventually the buyer agreed that, okay, I think I can drive these tires for a few times, for a few moments. And yeah, so we need to negotiate with this gentleman. But it seems, of course, now what happens is that when we got to this place where we met this gentleman, he tried to avoid me. I think the way I bargained with that car, was but I even sent him a message asking him what is the last price of this car, because I wanted to kind of go through because my mechanic yabadde amukanikira emmoroka, and I think the agreement was between them. I'm selling this price. So I tried to reach out to this gentleman, and so he wasn't answering. I called him, he wasn't answering my phone. The car was worth the money, but I wanted us to bargain a little, since he was selling to upgrade. But he did not answer me, and so we negotiated over the mechanic's phone. Because you're not getting me in Sakakade, and to come Susa, Nascara million Kuminabin, Nakatu million Kuminemu Nagana, Kuminemu Nagana, Kuminemu Chenda. So, of course, we got even the transfer forms yesterday. Eventually, Namusanze and Nemugama Nebrachuagan Quati Simus and Nangamba and Zenzo, Bakan Mugabe change, and I wanted that money. I did not really take offense. It's his car, and it was worth the money. So that's how we ended up buying that Spazio. And the gentleman, he has a booze in agenda. Service every day, Charlie, but he will do his service whenever he's comfortable. But basically, the car, according to me, the car had no problem. I knew the car. We never tried to Jibra even the first time we bought it. The blemishes that were on the body are because of this gentleman. First of all, he told me the border, it was him. Initially, the car was actually, I think, suspension at fault. Literally in the same condition with Jacob body blemishes. So it was worth the money. That's how we ended up buying that Spazio. Initially, this gentleman got a Spazio Super. But the Spazio Super and the Spazio Ordinary, the difference is in the lights and the bumpers. Yeah, so that's how we ended up buying that car. And like I always tell you, if you have the right budget for the right car, you get the right car within a day. And the gentleman that bought this car apparently is in the film industry, so we had a lot to talk about as we went to buy the car. We connected very well. He's a cinematographer. Yeah, so that's how we bought that Spazio. Yombia Mark, good morning. Good morning, Chris Fitness. Good morning, Martha, Director Martha Academy. So Mr. Samuel Cisse, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. Akakuba ko mukalaba. Akakuba mukalaba obansinikire muli ebinyo. Kati atanava wakajja mu genda muwulira. Of course nange ngenda mufunamu wano nga nzira ku office. But at least halfway the journey is done. Kati kyebuuzibwa benkola nabo ku office bo banaatuuka kuba bo tebafuga. Bo banaatuuka mu budde. Muli mutya. Uya. Namusanga genda kaikonai, namubuuza ko twale out tonight. Nasirika nga nina reply, nanzira mutala ku chicken tonight. Appetite satisfying, girl, give me a chance, I'll know your mind. Say what I show you ya. Excuse me, Fanana, Winjaka, Twalabada, Twagoba. So guys, is there something you'd love to ask about the inspection from yesterday? And of course, against the good sponsor to get us Sanganga Subaru Jetwaguli, but in Mujikola service. Yeah. Basically, more as it took the past 2 days, it's about the buy and drive. Again. I know Subaru Namugamba, you can go to a Total and do service from there. Let me give it to the mechanic and call the service. Of course, eventually Subaru will be a bay. Air cleaner ya Toyota je batunde emitwalo 3 ku Subaru eba yena oba 5. Fuel filter ya Toyota bwe baya mutwalo bagu mu kitundu ya Subaru eba ya mitwalo 2 ku 2 kitundu. Yakala nnyo abantu abalina mu kumagezi. Uli akulaba oyingire kubo na uliranga afaga okulaba nti omuyitako. Nange nja kufuuka oyo wa Spazio ya boda nga musinikirako ebintu. For that reason, what border I am sinikira kama nyo na mba. Mba. Yeah, so I'm glad that omanyinze mpulira nyesa nyu tugule moroka ne twesanga it's a buy and drive and ngebintu ebyokukola gwagenda okwagala okukola ki okubikola. JK seems like it rains almost every day. Definitely it does. Nze nyina tanka 2,500 ewange nekati amazzi tegachagwamu gaba kakindira kondoza lita 10 enkuba netonya negaddamu negajjula. So but it rains basically every day. Some days of course it's more rain than others. Like for today it rained the entire night and it was drizzles. Bukubanga butono yatansenge nyingi. Of course ebadde mu kibuyaganga mungi. But of ewange jembera kibuyaga yabadde mungi naye ng'obukuba butono. Ukitegeera. Moses Heath, good morning. Nsereko Starch, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. So today we are going to be talking about the concept of giving up, the concept of letting go. In my perspective, and I would be really glad that if you can share your perspective. What do you think is the right time? What do you think is the right time for someone to let go of something or of a concept? What do you think is the right time for someone to give up? Do you even believe in giving up? In the past, I never used to believe in the concept of giving up. But today, I believe that sometimes someone should give up. Give up on people, give up on projects, give up on jobs, give up on money. Someone should be able to give up. It's completely normal for you to want to give up because Ogamba, you don't give up. You're literally trying to tell us that you're a superhuman, that things never, you're Superman. Superman ekizimbe nebo kyabanga kigwa nga kizitowa kitya nga kisula paka nakizayo waggulu okitegeera. But nobody is Superman. Sometimes you need to give up. But when do you actually give up? Now, I'm going to talk in terms of cars. I've driven so many cars. I've probably driven more cars than you guys that are on this live broadcast. Of course, they were old. I've never really gone to the bond and bought a car from there. Even the times that I thought I could afford, I would walk to the bond and give up and just let go. So I can't say that I've driven new cars, but I've driven plenty of cars, more than 20 cars as we speak. This is one of the cars I've driven the longest period of time. This is one of the cars that I've driven, at least. This is one of the cars that I've driven for like the longest period of time. 2 years. Navugako Chibina Nenjivuge Banga Dene, Nayo Najivuge Nyake. I drove it from 2010 and I sold it in 2012. That's 2 years. Kaldina Nenjivuga omwaka gumu, enyongeza najivuga miezi bwezi. Navugako Dudu omwaka, navuga Dudu bili Dudu najivuga omwaka. What other car did I drive for a very long time? I think I drove a Vitz, Toyota Vitz. I drove the Vitz for a year. I bought it in 2018 and I sold it in 2 years. 2 years. I bought it in 2018 on my birthday and I sold it in 2020 on my birthday, a little before the lockdown. So I drove that one for 2 years. This one is going to go beyond 2 years now. The rest of the cars that I've driven, I've been driving them for 6 months, 3 months, for a very short time. Now, for the time that I've driven those cars, I've learned, so the spatial old model chances are higher to be found. Yes. In August, I think I shot, yeah. Since August, it has been raining. But I shot bits of the cafe in August and it was raining. Not as much as these days though. So these days it just rains a little more. Cosmas Agawa, yeah. Remember this in Agamba, good morning. 13, someone can get a Primo new shape. It will be in bad condition, but yes, you can get it. Primo new shape and nunje tanikila 1,17,000 kali. Nungi. Good morning, Council. So, the concept of giving up for me, I remember in 2012 when I just left campus, I started a band, the live band. I had all that equipment, I had the sound and all that. And for me, I've always been someone that wants to start things, and normally I start those things because, well, people have to be employed, and I've always thought that maybe that's my contribution. I start something especially in the performing arts. I make money, other people make money, people get employment and all that. But in 2012, I started a band, and in 2014, I finally called it quits, and I sold everything. I sold the sound equipment, I sold the instruments. Nenchita, nengamba, now I've given up. Drove a car for only 3 months. There is a car I drove. Navuga Raum for 2 weeks. Nenjitunda nenjikola kama magoba. Raum najigula milioni mukaga. Nenjongeramu milioni emu. Emu n'ekitundu. Nenjitunde milioni mwenda. Ababuruka ne bandi akobe emitwalo 7. Okitegeera. Yeah, but era najirya kama magoba. I think the Raum is the car that I've driven the short. No. Nina kibina gye nagula embalala. Sagivuga yadde week. Nenjitunda. Eyo najitunda zenjiguze yantama. But then I've realized with that experience, I've realized that sometimes we give up too soon. Okitegeera. We give up too soon. Saidi Mukose, how are you? After you're in darkness, yes, I tell you, mind these days I've not really been needing that light. So now I'm thinking, where did I put that light? I'm going to buy a light that I can actually put here on the dashboard for the times when I'm in dark. So it's raining, I can't really open the windows. I think I can open like that, and even open this side like that, and yeah, that gives us some light. Should I switch this off? No. Gives us perspective. So Amina Chairman Zach, director of the cafe. We have worked a long way to get to where we are with the cafe. Yeah, we started developing the cafe in 2021. 2021. And along the way, I tried to hire writers that I thought knew what they were doing. And eventually, I got a team of my people at Dynamo, 4 people, and I put them in training. And he trained this team for 3 weeks. It's not that I had a lot of money, but the amount of work that I knew needed to be put in there. Every day that he came, and I would be. But it's something that I learned from people that are doing better than us. They invest in what they want. And yes, cafe to automula banchi likumpewu. Newe bana asasura sente za cafe, nze nga director, nga producer sigenda funa ko ya day 10. But I'm happy that project is actually out there. It's better that it's out there. I'm simply breaking even, but it's really nice. I don't even break even, by the way. Sente zali mo pre-production when we were writing. Zali nyingi nyo pre-production, into shooting pilots. That's a lot of money that I have not even recovered. I'm not going to recover now. After yateka muka tint, that's yes, we never used to have tint at this here. One man's educated, the little whiling out tint. And you have a sharp eye. So anyway, the cars I've driven, the things I've learned over the years have been that sometimes we give up too soon. I'll give you an example. There is a Dudu Najivuga in 2016. So when I went to Kasangati, one of the reasons I sold that Dudu was because of a wiring issue. Something that Dudu eyo yainanga obuzibu nga when sometimes I would hit a pothole nezikira all of a sudden, and it was a wiring issue. Now with the knowledge I have, I could solve that issue. Kumagezi ngenyine sawe, that issue would be solved. But I sold that car cheaply. Naye ngomzei gwe naguze mmoroke ne kakati achajivuga. He lives in Kasangati. Era Dudu eyo nalinga njiraba. Dudu, one of the person I work with, okumpereza ebifaananyi by'emmoroka eyo ngomzei. N'emipiira gye namugulizaako gyakyavuga because gyali mipya nnyo. With that car, I now believe na papa wakujitunda. I gave up too soon. With the band, I did not give up too soon. It was long overdue. I gave up too late. So the concept of giving up applies in all directions. Sometimes you should give up very fast. Sometimes you should hold on a little longer. So with the band concept, I gave up a little too late. With my dudu, I gave up too soon. The nechibine jembagaji navuga wiki, I gave up too soon. Neta mwamangu. You know, sometimes you start thinking that maybe you're the greatest sufferer in the world. I play Okonko in Things Fall Apart by Dynamo. And Okonko, when Okonko gets exiled from Umofia, he goes to his motherland in Mbanta. His uncle, because he's sorrowful, when Okonko is in Mbanta, he's really sorrowful. So his uncle calls for a meeting and he says, you know what, I wanted to talk to Okonko, and this is the reason why I wanted to talk to Okonko. Okonko, do you think you're the greatest sufferer in the world because you have been exiled from your land and you have to live with us? There are people that suffer more than you. For example, I had many kids and those kids died, and ask my daughter, whatever that name was, how many children she has given birth to, and you throw them away and all that. And sometimes we think that maybe we are suffering more than other people, and then we give up. People have gone through us and they can't give up. I normally give the concept of your body. Like when you get sick, do you sell your body somewhere else so you can get another body? Hell no, you can't. You get what cars would you recommend? 25 to 30 million outright buying without any debt whatsoever. And Kati ogenda mu mmoroka ntono Sienta, Ractis, Vitz, Paso, I think Paso Sete, webate nali nyeringi chamanyi Paso Sete limiro nga 28. You can think of a Mark X na yo ya raisimu. Now I'm speaking with the price of before this year began, because in Uganda the year begins in July, right? So before July, those are the cars I would think about, because Fielder kati egena mu million yana, Nuwa Jemba Gambi egena million yana, Wish egena mu million yana. Hey Ragnar, what's up? Come, first come Nana, come here, stand up. Yeah? You have refused. You want to just sleep, but you need to go to school. It's time for school. Open your eyes wide. Yeah, so millionaires 25 kwasatu gena gulo motoka obutono JK. Because ne motoka zino zitugamba ne extra za bay sebo mu bond. Okitegeera. Ne extra nazo za bay mu bond. Nazo za bay. So you're looking at the small cars, the Ractis, the Sientas. Probably you could get a Corolla, I'm not sure. You can get a Raum. Yeah, the Raum. Because generally 25 to 30 million, you're not going to buy a car that is on demand. That's one thing you need to understand. 25 to 30 million, you're not going to... All cars that are on demand, Intibazaga, New Fielder, Wish, ISIS. Maybe ISIS, so you know, was already between 25 and 30. I'm not quite sure. Katinemo Subaru, Subaru Impreza less than 30 million. Kweli. There are chances, but I doubt. Because you see the Subaru we bought, the one we bought I think 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. That Subaru used to be 27, 28 million around last year. Now there is a new version, which is I think 2010 model. Now the 2010 model is definitely much more expensive. It's over million asatu ngamu bili. So million asatu ila ni impreza tedimu. Would check with what you tutambu. Then if someone is in the bonds right now, you could tell me. At that Wish 15 million. Yeah, I'm quite sure you can get at 15 million. Yeah, just focus on the condition, because at 15 million there are chances you can even get a UBD, UBH, but focus on the condition. Good morning, Isaac. How are you today? So the concept of giving up and why you should not let go just yet. Sometimes we let go and we let go too soon, and sometimes we let go and we let go too late. IST new model no akamotoka ako nga bakaseera tekagenda million nga nolowooza ako tokabalira wansi wa million 3 tokabalirayo waliwo motoka kyembaga nti motoka hot cake. The cars that are hot cakes, don't expect them to go below 30 million. Jasanga ekitone kali million nga 36 ye motoka kyawe ndala iri million 38 byotenza kusubira. There is a small car there. There is about 38 million. That is about 38 million. Motoka chi. Motoka wota subira kugenda million 3 nanenga sebo kutuuka yi. Nza kati omuntu lwaki akagula. Kati ate kati IST empya bwabanga Gideon yagigula million yagigula 38 last year about 2 years ago. Would you expect it to be below 30 million now? Definitely not. Yeah. Personally, Nico, I find that there is a better car you can get, you can unused. I wouldn't. Nze ndaba omuntu agula IST new model. Bana inaguze battery. Chimvamula mbadde producer music. And apparently, after I bought a new battery, I found that my battery was actually okay. Twamaze okugula battery. Luli battery egundi emoka alira kanti charging bulungi. Then I buy a battery because nyine ebintu byesagiramu when it comes to my car. Sisagira ku battery because battery sobola kusuza ku kubo. Yesterday in the morning, no, the other day, wako kuve waka mama bani ne maid bansindika nentegula so kati ngasagala kukiddamu. So yesterday najja ekikondo ku muki najjako ekikondo ku battery. That's how I was able to come out of home nga nkubye bulungi. So bwe twabadde tuva ku inspecting space nga katuyite twali na space ekituva okulaba yekireka nga tuyite ku UBL and I buy a battery. So I passed by UBL ne ngula battery empya. This time I bought maintenance free. Nitutuuka naye nga tetunda saako battery empya ne ngamba manyi tudde mukikebere battery charging just to make sure tukebera charging eraga echarginga nitusaako battery empya natusaako battery empya ate neraga nti emotoka tekola ki. So I had to get the alternator fixed and yeah, so now it charges properly. But now I have another battery that is healthy. Era bwe waliyo omuntu nga ine motoka nga battery mutawanya, you could come and buy my battery for half the price of a new one. Yeah, because I bought my battery at 230. So probably a little less than half. I'll give it to you. I'm going to take it now to be serviced properly. I'll definitely get someone that will buy it at 100,000 or a little bit more. Yeah, but I put a new battery. You never interest chasagira. You see like things like side mirrors. I could joke nenga mangenda bigula encha sijja bigula. Nze chintu kiremese muruka yango okutambula kati chasagira because I have one car until I get a second or third car. Sijja kusagira mu chintu kiremese muruka yango okutambula. Anyway, after I'm coming for your battery jangu padi jangu mpe mitwalo jange 10. So I may not be able to go there now. I have a lot of I've spent 2 days in pre-purchase inspection, so I have a lot of backlog at the office. Nenga battery na mupade. I'll give you a guarantee bo jitwala ne gano jiza ne kwa sente zo. Njajiramba. Yeah, so I felt really bad after buying a new battery and then I discovered that my battery is actually okay. Ko mechanic na yere kolede. Kakati nkolede ngate. But regardless, that battery, the battery I put on my car has a 1-year warrant guarantee. Like within a year, sengefa njizayo ne bampa buwimpya okitegera, which is a very good. That's one thing I like about UBL. So anyway, today with the concept of giving up, especially with cars. I'm talking about cars because this channel is mostly about cars, and this is the Cars and Life broadcast. And yeah, so it applies. It's applying even in life, even in relationships, even with work, even with business. Sometimes we give up too soon. It's not a very good thing for you to simply give up simply because you think you're at the right time. There is a time when my car was giving me trouble nabagamba. After I put a new engine, my mechanic aliyemusobedde the motoka yange nga yenga yetamancha zako, and he told me na athorach to jitungo ina sente zigule motoka indala. And indeed at that time I actually walked to the bone because never mbanga sina sente ziwera. There are so many bonds I can walk into. Empire centers and batanteka ku pressure. There are also bonds that have asked me to endorse them. Bampe moto kempya ku kibanja mpola, and I simply just resisted that. Because well, I have a different belief system. and I want to stick to that belief system. So there's a moroka we enter in the mechanic nangamba. I walked to a bond nenjogera no muyindi yali ayina ne moroka javox kanangamba banku weyo ku sente zo yina ne mekuba nyandi, it was new and nandagana empya jemba nyina okusasula ko bwemba ntwale moroka. And but then I thought to myself, ene moroka nyine yali empobuzi bugina vuga ogenda mu bond ngene ndabe moroka nyamampa. And then I thought to myself, mfachinensi. And I said, that's the time I got the concept of, if I get sick, do I sell my body? If you get a headache, do you get your head off the head and sell it and then get another head? Hell no. You find out the root cause of the headache and then treat that. Now, I've realized majority of the time, nabagamba ko na nyumba yange, I have a hidden roof house, nyumba yange yatonyako. Then, over time, I talked to this guy who was an engineer, over 70 years, more than 40 years experience in construction. Enyumba yange netonya. One thing I realized, when my architect was drawing my plan, enyumba yange yajikola kuserekebwa mwamba. You know mwamba? Nga ya boxi na nga ya mwamba. Now I've realized that every profession eri mu nsi muneri important. Nze nasoma katemba. I'm a graduate of drama and film from Makerere University, and I can tell you I'm one of the best people in the country to ever come to do what I do. I can tell you this because there are projects I've worked on, and the people that gave me business were like, you guys, you're too good at what you do. I've realized that architects are one of the most important professionals we need in this country. I'm telling you, when nakuba nyumba yange, let me see if I have a pen here. When nali sketching nyumba yange, I'm going to try and show you something. When I was thinking about my house, let me show you what I drew on the paper. Because the nyumba yange nga sinagenda jembera, I had from the lockdown when natambulanga ne chali wange natamuzako mbakwano baba ina sente nintandika okwegomba. This was the idea of my house. I don't know if you guys are going to see. This was my idea of the house. Kunyumba yange, I did not have a shed at all. I don't believe in sheds because when nali nkula mayumba gonaga ina sheds, people never really sit in the sheds. So this is my house. This was my idea. My idea was I have a sitting room here, and then the kitchen, and then I have a guest bathroom and all, and then I have a very big corridor. And then I have a very big master bedroom, and then I have a guest bedroom and stuff like that. This is the sketch I took the architect. Nemugamba sagara shed, njagala nyumba nga ya box. Basically, this is how my house looks. Architect, because normally we tuzimba amayumba tumala yebi ewamu netwekanga wanene. I had a plan to do stuff here. Architect najanga nteredeko emiryango ebiri ejemmanju. And I was asking myself, ono guys samugamba ko kuntirako miyange ebiri ku nyumba yange ejemmanju. But I can tell you that afterwards I realized why he put a miyange ebiri ejemmanju. I realized it omulango naina gumunzo ogwemmanju natirako ogwokubiri. You people, omuntu nga yagenda natula mu kibiina n'asoma n'afuuka professionally important. There are things the architect did on my house. Abazimbi bibawakanya ne engineer bibawakanya. And I realized that's why my house yatonya. Omusajja oyo enyumba ya box eno mugiraba. Ene nyumba ya box. Enyumba yange bagikolanga eyiwa side emu. Bwe bagikolanga eyiwa side emu. Because it's a very big house. Amazzi gatukanga mangi ne gayita mu lugogoro lwe baakola n'etonya. Architect yali akolanga enyumba eyiwa eno n'eyiwa eno n'eyiwa eno n'eyiwa eno. That's one of the most brilliant things I've seen. Yeah, morning. That's one of the most brilliant things I've seen. And that's with that architect, ebintu mbi akola ku nyumba yange byandaga nti we should never look down on any professional. Temula banti mugamba nti Katemba teyetaaga kusoma. There are things I do. Nga nebwemba kikoze bubi. Bw'atakisoma, you'll be amazed. That's the thing that the architect did. The fact that architect enyumba yange yagikolanga mwamba ya de box shows nti yali amanyi kyakola nti amazzi gano reda agawudde si mangi. Amazzi bw'ogayiwa side emu gajja mangi. Olugogo luli bound okukola ki okujjula. Ennyumba za box ezisinga Uganda bazikola za yiwa side etya oba makati. I find that it's because people don't actually talk to their architects, and I wish I had talked to my architect. Ambulide nakitegeera luvanyuma okitegeera. So professionals are very, so kati I've seen people that gave up on box on hidden roof houses. Olina agamba nze nyumba ya box yantama etonya nnyo naye nga teyebuuziza lwaki etonya. You know what, normally when we get problems we panic. Notaliko kuyita ono noyitooli nga buli omu bwajja aleeta magezi ge. Ebiseera ebisinga nga bonna booyita tebamanyi kye bakola. I took my car we entawanya nagitwala ku bamakanika nga bana bonna nga bagamba gearbox, pressure, simanya clutch, simanya biki, all those things nembikyusa nengula ebimiro emmotoka ng'egaanye. Kati you need to understand that all that time when nalinga nkola ebintu ebyo nze zeefulumya ssente bo tebafulumya bo bakola as a matter of fact. Nga nze makaniko wangi, there is a video I did on TikTok nenseka nnyo because nali njogera ku bintu nga nze nali mbiyiseemu. Makaniko wange yatuka nga takyansaba ssente nga naye ensonyi zimukutte nga nfulumiza ssente naye nga byenfulumyako ssente tebikola, nga tugula ekintu nga tumanyi kigenda kulongoosa emmotoka eyongera okutereera ng'eyongera kuba bubi. The same thing happens in the hospitals. If you guys, one of you guys watched that video when naseka nnyo because these things happen to us. You can take your sick person to the hospital omusawo ne bimusobera nayagaladde ne mu notes nakubira banenga ne banete balina gezi. That's what was happening to my car. Kyekimwe kyatuka ku nyumba yange okitegeera nti until I got someone that figured out that thing. Ate naye yakifiguring out by accident okitegeera yakifiguring out by accident naye tamanyi kyakola. Later on I realized yayitamanyi kyakola. One thing I've realized is the majority of people that are abeefula professional in Uganda ebintu babigwako by accident okitegeera by accident kikoze kati natandika okukikola naye nga yakigwako by accident. That's the difference ku muntu yasoma ebintu. Architect aba yasoma. Nze nyumba yange yagikola nga mwamba wadde nga ya hidden roof nze saakimanya. I wish I had talked to that person because enyumba ey'okujawula amazzi tegalina at any moment gayinza kubeera mangi kuba eno side gayikayo matono neno gayikayo matono neno gayikayo matono neno gayikayo matono. We have been asking ourselves lwaki kalina tezitonya, kalina ezisinga ne baba ya hidden roof. Have you realized ebeera mwamba okitegeere? Now these are things that byosobola okuyiga nga weefumiitiriza okitegeera. Deep in coffee akantu ako nkalabye late, sorry. I just have to do that and it's very easy, by the way. It's very easy to mute. Tonsasula bambi nzijukiza bujjukiza. So I don't know oba examples embawa zitegeerekeka. So I have realized abantu bangi bavudde ku hidden roof house nagivaako ne bagimenya ne bagikola mwamba ng'ekimutamiza ennyumba eyo kimanyi baseresi. Abaseresi baffe abasinga e Kampala n'abazimbi baffe tebamanyi kye bakola, bakikola through trial and error, bayigira ku site. I think this is why it's important that the city councils enforce compliance to the plans. Nti architect wagamba nti plan ebeere bwetyo okitegeera. Taremwa Samuel saying, I want to get a car but I have no idea which car to go for. Any assistance? What's your budget? Samuel, what's your budget? After enyumba ya hidden roof yanka byanze nkitegeera Herbert, but I can tell you, knowing what I know now, ekisinga okutubonyaabonya e Kampala be bantu abatamanyi be bakola naye nga babikola, but also got professional and healed my headache. Exactly. Bw'ofuna omuntu amanyi kyakola obuzibu bugwawo. Now I realize this engineer eyali ku site yange 70 years bwe yewana nga bwamaze emyaka 4 nga agira yeyitamanyi kyakola ku hidden roof. Kati nze nebuuza bw'oba tomanyi kyokola lwaki tofuna omuntu akimanyi najja n'akikola? Because nze nyumba eyange tekyali nti sayina sente zobola kusasula professional akola ebintu naye ono yeyeefuula abitegeera alye yekka. How much if it's RS 2007 UBH worth? It depends. Because we have 1.5 litre, eba ya beyimu. We recently bought a UBF at 16 million, 16.5 I think. So a Yamorokayo now, Sadat, you have to look at the bond. How much is it in the bond now? Then go Sareko sent accordingly. Now we'll have a because Mubono into sang in a million in Gabi or Babidi Mubidi away what you. kati gwa obotu na 19, 18, 17. It also depends on how many people actually want the car. Derek is saying a car is a necessity in this rain, but a car is a necessity. Nze nabagamba okudda kubigere nja kuvuga ekiyenje. Is 23 million worth? I find that 23 million depends on if the bond doesn't have those cars, because I'm thinking at 23 million so lugena mu bond of Navits. No jetandikira, why would you be buying a UBH if you can go to the bond? Now I'm not confirming what I'm saying, but that's my thought. Zobongo wange mungamba nti mu bond million 23 of Navits. Never often by the never often rukum bisatu. Nenga rukum bitano is always better. Nene rukum bitano tezira bikarabika. Then also said that if you have 23 million, watch to importing a Morocco hiyo. Because million abiri musato yinzo kwisango so ko importing ndali kumbisatu hiyo. That's my thought. So we are talking about letting go. You don't have to let go. I realize I misspelled, I miswrote that sentence. You don't have to let go yet. The concept of giving up. In Zinange, I almost gave up on Hidden Roof. One of my neighbors, of which they are in a Hidden Roof. I tell you, binyo. Kube ye you are makati. There are times when wetu nyanga nyingi ne overflowing na iwambuli kisenge. Kana mugamba muwo musajja yatereze nyumba yange ya Ghana. But eyo nayo nanga tuvuddeyo. I've seen people that gave up. Namenya. Najifuula chuyi chimu. I've seen people that have flats nga kalina. Nenga ajifuula chuyi chimu. Okitegeera ngajifuula chuyi chimu because tayagala yingira gundi ya books. It so happens that even the builders themselves bakugamba nyumba ya box mbi. Nenga ekigambi secho kuba ye taina gezi. You remember when mechanics were telling us emoroka ya VVT ya yimbi amasanyalaze manji? I remember before I bought my Vits in 2018, na ina mechanic kasanga tinga wali kuzayo ka 10. E Vits onoji sobola amasanyalaze manji. I bought the Vits and I never really fixed anything that major. Ostegere, eh? Good morning Reynolds Jeremiah. Ostegere. So before you give up on something that you really want, I want you to ask yourself, am I really dealing with the right people? Because sometimes you may not be dealing with the right people. Like Mose, you'll never it's not really about someone telling me because I've seen so many hidden roof houses that look nice. And one of my followers here when Naguza Fielder. He's redesigning the house because the other engineer planning and so now I have to rethink the finishing. Finishing yali ku plan the original. Era ajinyumirako yasoma mo buntu butono nyo like it has some corners that atekamwe, but I realize that I'm not going to sigenda kuleta muntu wa finishing atetenkanye wanatukiuka na weka ati wantukeo. So I gave one of my followers here does very good finishing. Akora nyumba nunya ate no muvubuka oba ine myaka 2 mwemeka, but he's an engineer and his work is really fantastic. So I told him neje wange nalaba ne nyumba, and he took pictures ne house ne plan and he's going to redesign the house exterior and in a 3D deal. When he's finally done with the 3D, I will share with you guys so that you know. So I've realized that you just have to deal with the right people. And Mose, don't do hidden roof if you don't want it. Tewaba wako convincing okole ekintu kyotagala go obo yagala mwamba kola mwamba nze nali njagala hidden roof. Era nze enyumba yange we yatonyera nentambula nengenda kubazimba kalina nenda babwe babikola nengamba katulaki tebakola kino because abantu bazimba kalina bazizimba ngatetonya. Yes, ngatetonya nga it's hidden roof naye bakikola batya. That's something that our people don't really want to explore. So me, I decided that I wasn't going to give up on that house, and I did not, and I'm glad I did not. Now I have someone that is going to help me redesign the house, and trust me, because of the design that I'm sure he's going to come up with. He has taken his time. I think he has taken 2 weeks and the draft here, and I'm taking my time because I want something that is really nice. My thinking could be wrong. I would rather buy a Ugandan used car at about 30 million than cars like Sienta, Vits, and more of the kind. It depends, JK. From my experience, I'd rather go and buy Vits in the bond. Actually, right now, I'd rather buy a Paso in the bond than buy a Ugandan used car. nti emmoroka gye weetandikidde bw'oba ogironze bulungi. Of course nze sizanyira mu concept ya pre-purchase inspection. Sizanyira mu concept ya pre-purchase inspection. I inspect my cars properly. I inspect my cars. Zenebwe mangenda mu bond. I invest a lot in inspection. Mujugira bwe nabagamba with the Mercedes Benz. Wadoli omuntu yali ampadde emmoroka genda ogivuge bw'onoofuna sente ng'ozireeta. I still spent on inspection. And that's how I came up with the fact that, okay, Kamudi is a emmoroka ye. So JK, one of the reasons why I would recommend, one of my followers actually, Gutwagula na emmoroka wano, sent me a text, but I want to get another car, something that my wife can afford. Emmoroka ye yangambye terina buzibu, naye yangambye mukyala we muwaamu ku buzibu. Ne mugamba, there is no reason why you should be buying another used car. Lwaki towiza akasente ntugenda mu bondi n'ojja emmoroka endala. Why am I saying that? It so happens that emmoroka gye weetandikiddeko ebeera eŋŋambye etya, eba erina condition ezawano zeetaliimu, erina bamakanika tebannagizanyiramu. I can tell you JK, bamakanika bawano bazanyira mu mmotoka because majority of them tebaabisoma. I'm telling you a fact. So they gamble a lot. Eranze, the next house I build, I'm going to get an architect nga ajja ku site almost every 2 days to make sure they are not missing any detail. Newe naba nyina engineer ku site. I think that's why bino ebizimbe ebinene commercial buildings ebitula mu kibuga, they even write the name of the architects there. Okitegera? So that it's clear guy yono ya designing ez'ekizimbe kino. Okitegera? Good morning, Alan. Herbert is saying hidden roof looks so nice. If the finishing is nice, Herbert, Alan is saying, how far with the Christmas in your car campaign? Christmas in your car campaign, nafuna yo muntu omwe yampe emmoroka n'amaliriza nga agiguziza makanika wange because binamugambo byalina okukola ku mmoroka eyo nga tayagala bikola, and she has a new car. By the way, omukyalo oyo makanika bwe yagenda okufuna empapula yangamba she's also an architect, nti era naye alina ennyumba ya box naye mbwe erabika bulungi. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like hidden roof houses. Bazikola obulungi finishing erabika bulungi nnyo. Yeah, my budget is 20 million first car. I think people who like hidden roofs are admirers of storied buildings, but I'll struggle to build storied houses than gamble with hidden roof. Hey. No, kati gamble, nkugambye the gamble is because of people that are not professionals. Nzengenda sigala nzimba hidden roof because of not only the cost saving, but also the beauty of it. Enyumba ya mwamba kati nze kinenge kindabikiramu kiyumba kya mwamba. Then waliwo eno baje bayita French cat eyiwa side ebbiri eyo nayo kati obe efaanana etya. Kati hidden roof zeziriko bye mazima. Nozabuli, every fashion has its time. Now it's the time for the hidden roof. It appears the hidden roof approach gives you an opportunity to save on the roofing costs and you have a nice looking house. Thank you, Makadieri. Okujjako, when you don't, the time you don't really save, when you don't really save is when you get an engineer like mine, an idiot that doesn't know how to do ate naye yefuula nti abitegeera. Okitegeera. But anyway, tuli ku concept ya giving up. Don't give up on your passion. Don't give up on your business. Bino ebintu ba motivational speaker bagamba busimanya quit your job and start a business, brothers and sisters. Hey. Okwekozesa nga si kwangu. You really need to keep a positive attitude. You really need to be very strong. Because you will give up on your job. You'll quit your job wanting to start a business or to work in a business na yekufukira echi business. Okitegeera. So personally, I find that we should not always strive to simply give up because of the concept of giving up. Nze mbadde nnyo concept y'emmoroka because mu mmoroka nze mbaddemu nnyo. There are cars I gave up on and I realized I gave up too soon. Kibina yange yasooka. Makanika yanji because I was a beginner. Nga wayitawo emyezi 3 nangamba tuddemu tugisibe. Kalitandise okufuuwa. Bali makanika yayiyanze. Bali bamuyita Gobi yayiyanze. And you know, I think I'm one person that is loyal. I believe in wishing well for the people that have done good for me. So for the time that I still believed he was doing good, I would recommend my friends, because the mikwano jange buli yagulanga imotoka nga ajja wange abamu nze nabayigiriza n'okuvuga, and I would recommend him okubakanikira. But the time when I realizing anti Gobi yali tampisa bulungi, it's the time when I had just moved to Kasangati and I sold my dudu. Ekimu ku byantunza dudu nali njagala to keep money, so I kept money for the business and I went to buy a chibina. Nanguza chibina nga engine info. Natangamba the next day when nada kugala chibane benyini bagamba nayigwe atha emoroka eno wajiguza otu nebaga Gobi yagikebedde neba muita muga Gobi gwe notetegera anti engine eno ofu nebaga oyo sente za ina zigule ye motoka. That's the last time he touched my car. That's the very last time he touched my car. Osegera, and I buye yankubiranga atha nga Gobi mubbi bonna ne bamudduka. Osegera, and I can tell you that his ending wasn't nice. Jakomekeredde. Osegera, jakomekeredde jagenze, things are not really nice for him. Osegera, because when you keep doing that to clients over and over again, eventually they get tired and they give up. Hidden roof is vulnerable to thieves. It's easier to climb and break through safety first. Like in Mose, I can challenge you, you can't climb my house. You can't. But a security light wangi kunyumba. Wabuza yo course video kujimala yo. Nedala lyenyina nga ate panvu tosobola kutuuka yo. Tosobola. Like Mose, I don't know which hidden roofs are you looking at. Omanyi waliwo hidden roof is ghetto. Ngubuyumba kampi. Naye bazimba hidden roof entuufu baba tosobola kugirinya. Atha good morning sebo kituufu makanika ba wano bafu nnyo. Makanika akutamya emmotoka n'olowooza waliwo akuloga. Nze I had a GDI naye baba these fellows are unprofessional. Makanika asobola okutamya emmotoka kati notolaba GDI yonga yerekeri n'ebizibu byayo. But I can tell you there are cars. Is it very simple to manage? Naye ng'omuntu agamba makanika tagamba na makanika because yaba tamanyi nti makanika yagimutamiza naganze ye motoka ndaba. Someone came to my TikTok nagamba mwe motoka nge yange yagina ne mutama. So I'm asking myself, emotoka nge yange kutama etya? Then I realized nti nange nyine motoka eno yali entawanya. Osegera, but it takes you finding the right person to actually fix it. That's why techiba kirungi muntu kwesiba ku mechanic omu. Techiba kirungi muntu kwesiba ku muzimbi omu. Techiba kirungi kwesiba ku doctor omu. I remember there is a time again what doctor nangamba agenda kunkola operation. And my friend said, "We should get a second opinion." Indeed, when I get the second opinion, the operation wasn't needed. So tewesibanga ku muntu omu ebiseera ebimu. We always have an option. Okitegeera. Because having options puts you in a place of knowledge. What do I mean to bwobera ngane option yo mubanga agamba nti oyo omuntu yekka yamanyi kye weetaaga abala tebalina magezi. Arthur, I have saved my 100 million, but kindly help me, I'm stuck, I don't know what's next. JK mweba bede Umar Wuna agamba ina millions ekikumi. Isaac Luilika is a surveyor. He was telling us last time about investing in like an acre of land and then selling the individual plots. Right? That's something that he was talking about. The podcast I'm going to do, it will have the same name, the Cars and Life podcast. Broadcasted in our podcast. So I'll host probably. There is this guy Bamwita Livingstone Mukasa. He's very good with investments. I'm going to find him and host him on. I think I should have him on the very first podcast, so that he dissects how you can invest. So Umar, I think you should stay tuned. I'm going to upload a video probably next week with Livingstone Mukasa, where he talks about how you can invest that amount of money. You can also send me a WhatsApp with a full question. A question that is structured that I can probably ask him. In life, we should only give up when we have exhausted our options. You still get satisfaction for doing your best nonetheless. Amina, Mark Aderi. Me, with my car, I am really glad that I found someone else to, because in a Morocco jiraba. Echinche try to kanikide miezi ne zari weeks ndo zangazi hizo kali. We took this kasali na yonga bajikola. I know exactly what they did, but sali yonga bajikola. I took this kana njibarekere muruka na jibawa sawa nya. By sawa mwende muruka ino bali bajitereze zange etere. Tedanga mu kunsumbuwa. But you can imagine my mechanic twa struggling na for 3 weeks na atuka no kungamba jitunde. Ne mubuza ne kati nzenga Arthur with my brand emoroka enfu waiting ina jiguzani. I asked him that question. And then when that day wamchana nanga ne Arthur kutosa kusunda moroka enfu. Tosola kuguza muntu motoka enfu. Imoroka jikanike. And that's how I got determined and I found someone to actually fix this car. Which take it. Most mechanics are fools. Reynolds. That's too strong. I think they lack the knowledge. It's not like they are fools, but I find that they lack the knowledge. Omanyi echintu cho muntu okubera foolish. Chinene. Nenga ate chintu cho lacking knowledge chiri nomo. It's a very common thing for someone to lack the knowledge. Ochitegera. So me, I find that most of these people, kababereba mechanics, kababereba zimbi, kababereba doctor, it's the lack of knowledge. A friend of mine told me about his brother. Msanja mukulu ali myaka na kati Muganda wendoza ali mu 39 now. Oli ali myaka ngana mukaga ndoza Muganda wali mu 39, 41, 42. He told me a story of his friend who had insurance, one of those biggest insurance schemes. Yeah? And this brother of his got sick. Nagenda nabere mulago. Obulode ne bubula abasawo be mulago ngate bamanyi kikola ki. Kimuluma, but because he was covered by very good insurance. They got samples, they got syndicate in the US. Aba America, ne bategere ekirumu omwana ono kuba yali mwana muto at that time. Naye ng'omwana oyo yali amaze emyezi mukaaga ng'ali ku ICU. Senga teyalina insurance nnungi omwana oyo yali fudde. Yamala emyezi nga mukaaga ng'ali mu ICU aliko oxygen bamukyusa omusaayi, bamuteekako amacupa g'amazzi. Nga tebagambye nti alina cancer oba sukaali oba ki, nga tebamanyi kimuluma. They were just keeping him alive. Emyezi mukaaga insurance ye neggwayo. So this person was covered by insurance that ngabora ebibina ngabora ba watoto cha abana nenge ekibina ekyo abana bawe bonna bayina insurance cover whether sisibe musipi abana bawe bonna nga bayina insurance cover. So insurance yo no mwana neggwako ne batandika okukwata ku insurance z'abaana abalala okitegeera ne batandika okukwata ku insurance z'abaana abalala basobole okujjanjaba omwana ono. Paka batwala samples mu America ne bazuula obulwadde obumuluma nga buli rare in Africa. It's like you guys know, I don't know Jacob, do you guys have malaria in Denmark? Because I doubt you guys have malaria. Ntinove bayinza nokusalamu ekibumba. You have a running stomach, go into Jogwamanyi, bisere bisinga batandika kukebera typhoid. Because typhoid is the normal, typhoid is not here. Kati naberi bwe bagira samples batandikira mukebera bye bamanyi obulwadde ne babuzuula bwe babuzuula ne baweereza eddagala omwana mu weeks 2 yali alamuse naye nga amaze emyezi mukaaga abasawo bawano banoonya ekimuluma kikoze eki kibuze. Now this child, if this child wasn't covered by insurance that can make them afford to take samples to the US, omwana oyo yali badde yafa. Naye omwana mulamu ne ssaawa zino, of course kati that's the 6 months yamala nga ali mu ICU zamu affecting. Era bw'omulaba musajja mukulu naye bw'omulaba era ali wiiki, atambula ali wiiki, tambula nga atatambula like that. But he's alive. Okitegera, Arthur, how do you know the right mechanics? That's where the issue starts. You don't know Moses because there is no right mechanic. I'm telling you that there is no right mechanic. There is no right mechanic. That's one thing I can tell. That's why it's always good for you to have the senior mechanic. If you have done inspection with me more than once, you will see that one time I come with another mechanic, the other time I come with another mechanic. Why do I do that? I do that first of all to protect you and me. Sagara mechanic atubbe, sagara bamulise. Yeah, so that's why I change the mechanics. Secondly, buli mechanic aina specialty. Boba ozegura Benz, ntambula ne Kasimu wa Benz. Boba ozegura Golf, nyino mvuka wa Golf bamuita John. Osegira, boba ozegura Nissan, nyino wa Nissan. Mutota monyina munga bana. Osegira. Here when someone comes back from abroad and is suspected to have malaria, they isolate you like an Ebola patient. Those ochirabi. Because both tebalina malaria, they don't even know what having malaria implies. Kati ndoza omwana yamala mu ICU emyezi mukaaga ngo obulwadde obumuluma eri mu America bulinga malaria. ngwe bamwe dagala into somwana yali alamusi ngata natambula because yali amaze banga deni ngali ku madagala bwe wakusa ku madagala the medicine itself chovola baba na abasajja ba Wanda abantu amanyi Wanda Health Center Matuga bateka abani wange ennaku 3 ku dagala ya typhoid nga taina typhoid. I was really pissed. Era omusawo eyazula nti abantu yalina typhoid abakukiza ku testifying nali ngenda mu court naye yangamba Arthur I can't testify because if I testify nange nizo kwetaaga abasawo abo, and I think that's one reason why doctors don't get sued, because there is no doctor that will testify against another doctor. But I almost sued Wanda Health Center, and when I posted that on Facebook and people came out nebaga nange bali banzitidde omuntu wange nange bali banzitidde omuntu wange because bobe babate bamanyi kirwadde batandikirawo kujjanjaba kintu. Then I actually asked the lab guy at Wanda, nemo mwina test ekebera typhoid wano. Nagamba ne test ekebera typhoid. Test gye bayinanga ekebera infection. Kati akebera general infection na deducing nagamba nti it's typhoid. Kati baba tubakutira omwana wange yali mu ddwaliro n'amani nakusatu nga tatereera. Ne bamusiibula mbu ateredde. Tudde wako omwana n'abeeri nayo n'engenda for a second opinion. Second opinion ne bakebera typhoid. Ne bagamba omwana talina typhoid in the past 2 weeks tabangako na typhoid. Nenga bamazza ku kitandi na kusatu ngabajjanja ba typhoid. It happens even in the medical field. That's why some doctors are more popular than others. That's why some doctors are wanted more than others. Ostegera because atukanga ye tachamara gajjanjaba bya kisiru. At least you'd rather spend money na itaba specialist abalala azulo obulwadde obuluma omwana wo than ye okuwa bwedagala for you to get your satisfaction. Ostegera kyenkugamba. Era akakaze akasawa kali very rude. I think because the doctors know that no doctor will testify against them. Babanga abatuyamba. Ostegere. Most so-proclaimed professionals in Uganda are just looking for a quick buck and not providing solutions. They will gamble and start using technical terms that frustrate you. Exactly. It so happens the engineer yali kusite yange ayogera obuntu nkwawo n'olowooza amanyine plan yange yagisoma bubi. Ostegere. Ngate musajja mukulu ne webuza bwoba tumanyi kusoma plan rastofuna omuntu nakuyambako okugisoma. I'm spending more now on redesigning the exterior of my house because ebyomunda byo biri okay. Na yene ebweru I know obuntu bwatateeka mu details obuli mu plan eri original. Era when you look at my 3D, those details are made for that plan to be read exactly like that. So we yagisoma when I call this follower of mine my follower ku YouTube. I called him Nemugamba. The reason I've called you, I don't want you to tell me to break anywhere. Sina wengenda kumenya. Ku bintu ebiriwo ko oba oyongereza ompe design ennungi egenda n'ebiriwo. That's exactly what he's going to do. Because in the okulaba abantu abamenya menya zimba. Those are people that don't know that they are professionals that can actually redesign that house nga taina cha amenye. So that's exactly I'm only adding. I'm not going to break. Light to Jeta. My friend came back with malaria and doctors would go to him dressed like they were treating an Ebola patient. Because they're not familiar. And the way you don't blame them. I actually go with malaria tabs. Ngena ni dozi bigi. Eritandikirwako first line drug neri abadato medde mumulabi wa Makex chokera achadduka. You guys bagamba nnyo it's better for you to wake up early than to drive like a mad person. Kera kumacha you take an hour to get to work, wake up an hour earlier. Usimbule. Malaria is on the phone in tropical regions. I think the problem with those mechanics is that they pretend to be knowing everything. Chata sobola. Atyo kugamba okitegera. Because amanyibo onogende wabitegera tojja kudda. That's the thing they have. Because they don't. Me, I found that if you handle customers properly, you can refer them bagenda ne bakomawo. Agenda na komawo because oba sejo what you agala muri frenga get the person that knows what to do omwita jakolerawo. Nze ku nyumbe yange that's what I thought. Engineer ina amagezi bwoba ekintu kisobola onoonya akisobola najja n'akikola okusinga gwe okwefuula akitegeera okitegeera. But of course munange Uganda yaffe abantu bo bafa kulya tafa ku gwe afulumya sente. They never really care about it. And it's a very bad thing. It's a very bad thing. So before you give up, you need to ask yourself, am I dealing with the right people? Because they've said every single, if you have realized, by the way, they've said every single, for example, I'll give you an example with the cars. Because they couldn't be mechanical, have you realized that? Makanika wo agikulemeseza yaleeta abagigula. Lwaki aleeta abagigula bwe banga ddala mbi nnyo? I work with engineers and projects, and these cars are hired as consultants by huge companies like Total, but I sometimes wonder how they do their work. Nze simanyi jjake ensi yaffe tulina okwefaako ennyo. Nze the next houses are built, I'm going to have an architect ngajja muwanga se. I realize that if you give these people money, they will come. Nze nali sikimanyi. Nze nga ndaba architect ali busy biki naye ngamba senga wampitanga n'ompa transport n'alize ku nnyumba yo ne batasoma bubi plan yo. Okitegeera? Nangamba n'okusereka okwo kwennyini. Enyumba ya box bw'opima obulungi, enyumba ya box terina kutonya. Nangamba olugogo olw'ennyumba ya box lulina depth luje lulina okubaako depending on the length of the roof. Nti opima n'omanya nti ebbaati obugazi bwe buti, obuwanvu bwe buti, n'oga kati olugogo lulina kuba depth bweti, lulina kuba n'obugazi bwe buti. Kitegeeze ebbaati lulina kukoma wano, then olugogo lutandikire wano. Ezo measurements mu plan zibaamu. Naye abazimbi baffe ne plan bagikasuka eri. Bo ne batandika okukolera ku magezi agaabwe. Okitegeera? Kati for example, olaba Kalineri, that ka flat there, the yellow one, that's a hidden roof flat. Ojja gisonga nga tetonya. Naye nga ate omuntu azimba ennyumba ya story emu n'etonya nakugamba ezo ennyumba tebazikolera wano. I actually realized that abazimbi abasinga basinga no kispreadinga. Ezo ennyumba tezazimba ffe z'Abawarabu. Olw'okuba ye tagisobola ayagala ozimbe by'asobola. Okitegeera? So before you give up on anything, before you give up on the relationship, you need to ask yourself, am I asking for advice from the right people? You guys, I don't know if you've seen Tyrese. Tyrese I have videos ezigenda maaso on TikTok ngayogera ku, because they recently divorced with their wife. I think they divorced some time back. But the wife right now ali mu court ayagala sente za buli mwezi. Of course already afuna oba mutwalo. Kati ayagala mitwalo ebiri buli mwezi. Naye omukazi bwe yali akyawa Tyrese, I think yafuna abawi b'amagezi naye omugamba oyo gayi biki n'akyawa omusajja. Kati bwamala okukyawa omusajja, then I think na realizing nti omusajja talina buzibu. Ayagala okukomawo naye ng'omusajja yakoowa. Okitegeera? Omusajja yakoowa. Then guy agamba omukazi ono yalina abawi b'amagezi nga bangi. That's why normally in relationships, when you decide to be with someone, togenda nga weebuuzabuuza ku bantu. Kiina kuba wakati wo naye bwe wali omukwana, tolina gwe wagenda n'obuuzo waye mukwane. Kati lwaki bw'oba oyagala breaking up naye, obanga weebuuza oba osigale naye, ogenda obuuza abantu. Abo bwe bagenda okugamba oyo. I remember there is a friend of mine, baamuwanga amagezi, ng'alina mukazi we ng'amwagala. Naye omukazi muleke n'oyo. Nga tebamuwana nsonga. Naye nga bamugamba bugambi omukazi mukole ki? Omukazi muleke. Guy n'alekawo omukazi. Right now he's suffering with a woman ow'empisa embi because bakwano be bogo yali bamwagaliza. Okitegeera? Good morning, Victor. Mechanics, imagine you call yourself a mechanic, you don't know how to put back a belt. Izo belt bazizaako nyangu. If something isn't covered by a standard, guys don't know how to calculate from scratch. Natia. But you know, Jeke, something may not be covered by a standard. Niyo muntu yakisoma amanya engeri gyakikolamu. Nze Jeke, I can tell you mu Uganda tetulina standard ya performing arts at all. Tetulina standard ya film, tetulina standard ya theater, tetulina but because I went to school, nenjiga the basics. There are things I can make happen. Ne webuuza, how has that happened? Okitegeera? because nyina wentandikira kati namwe jeke engineering wasoma ebintu byonna bye wasoma gwoyina wotandikira with the theories you have. That's why I think the theories exist mu physics nti bwokola bwoti nokola bwoti nobala bwoti kino kikola bwokola bwoti nokola bwoti nobala bwoti kino kikola. Kati professionally ne yasoma ekintu yaba ayina standard watandikira ate abisoma abatalina wakola ki abatalina watandikira. There is a show I wanted to do with some of the guys abali mu performing arts. It was a TV show. Nengenda okutandika okubasaba ebintu bye bakola waka wabwenga mubi nnyo ngate bono bagamba nti waka wa mwabula mbajja kunyiga. I just gave up on the concept. Nenge engeri gye bakolamu ebintu ate nno nga abantu bakulu baserebu naye ng'onoonya engeri gy'omuwabula nga tokiraba nenkyesonyiwa bwesonyi naye nga nzikankole ebyange okitegeera. JK is saying relationships are so destroyed by third parties. Definitely nze ne batufuna obutakkaanya obwenkana butya ne maama Abani sinza agenda wa muntu yenna mubuuza nti wano olowooza naalikoze ntya because tali mu relationship na maama Abani, so tasobola kumanya kyempitamu, tasobola kumanya gye tubadde tukola ne maama Abani, tasobola kumanya lwaki tuli mu situation eyo. Nze ne maama Abani tulina kifigaringa out ffe nga ffe bwe kigaana tukakasa nti kiganye twete nga tukkiriza nti kati biganye twete okitegeera. Arthur, I'm an electrical engineer. Yes. Muwe abawalinga amayumba. Naye bakamyufu manyiwe bonoonye emirimu gyammwe. And apparently, we have gotten used to bakamyufu. I want to do a power backup at my house. And I know someone that did engineering from Chambogo. And then, nade njogera ne makanika nga mugamba guy yangambye nkole kino nekino makanika nga nedda usobola ofuna abaana ne bakikolera ku layisi yagenda kuseerera bwerere. And I was looking at him thinking, would you tell that one to someone that would want to hire you as a professional? Okitegeera oli omuntu yakisoma buli kyayogera okiwulira nga kimakinga sense. Twetaaga saketi ekola kino, twetaaga kino ekikola kino, because bw'okola kino kyekikola amakulu, bw'okola kino kyekivaayo, bw'okola kino theoretically kino kikola kino, ng'omuwulira ebintu byayogera abitegeera. Okitegeera naye bakamyufu bebookya n'amayumba. By the way, I think the best thing is to first get some knowledge about what you want to do before embarking on it. Definitely nate ebiseera ebimu oyinza obutamanya. Okitegeera Moses, sometimes you may not know, you may want to know naye nga you don't even know where to get the knowledge. Okitegeera, for example, me when I built my first house, there was a builder yazimba ennyumba eyo n'ekyama namukko naye he brought omuseresi ng'amanyi kyakola nga bamuyita nakasero. Okitegeera najja n'asereka ebintu nga tebitoyinza nakubiddamu. Okitegeera kati ono engineer yalina omuntu ku bazimbi bwe yali ayita omuseresi. Guy yali mugwagwa bannange kama atusaasire. Yes, flat roof. Kati Moses eyo mwamba nga sijirabu. Kati olaba kalika kalina kali aka brown ako oyakola kiwi kimu because kati eri emabega ye flat roof. No mwamba, that's mwamba, that flat, that white flat eyo mwamba. Then eno flat roof kana akali wana aka flat roof eri mwamba naye eri asembe eri mwamba. So the flat roof, the reason they call it flat is because it's flat. Senfuka a real electrical engineer or electrician. JK, I'm an electrical engineer. An electrical engineer does way different work here from an electrician, and the study is vastly different. Hey, like JK is a mechanical engineer, but he builds the things. Yes, Mfuka. How do you not know your profession? Easy. I'm a performing artist. Professional. Nabisome rambi mani. So I can tell you the difference between a professional performing artist and a performing artist. A performing artist is someone jana azanye ebintu bye na akola filimu ze, but a professional is someone that actually nze nagenda ne mbisoma ate dali enkola mu center. There is a time we were arguing with one of my friends. Ngangamba nti yasoma political science amanyi politics ne mubuuza okola ki, are you really good? Nangamba nze sibikola cause temuli sente, ne mugamba naye abantu abasoma politics eyo nga bamutegeera mwebaliera mwebalya sente, okitegeera. Nangamba ndi mulungi, just if you really know something, if you're really good at what you do, you will find a way to make money in it. Era bino ebintu byonna byonna betugira musimanya, nasoma data science naye kati nditera ku banka, kitegeeza data science wali tomutegeera in the first place, wali tomutegeera. Nze tusobola kungamba nti omuntu gwe twasoma naye katemba mu klasi yemu ansinga okumanya katemba nga katemba simu alya, nze nga mu katemba mwendya. Senfuka, if you can't explain your profession, you're not a real one. I've seen mechanics calling themselves mechanical engineer and being a mechanical engineer myself. I don't see how a mechanic can do what I do. Exactly. Nange jeke bogama mechanical engineer nti akola byokola. Bano betuyina ba mechanical, si ba mechanical engineer. So Senfuka, what Jeke is saying is that you can be an electrician and not be an electrical engineer. One of my sister-in-laws is an electrical engineer, and she makes a lot of money ngatali employed. Okitegeera era batukiriza tuvuge wanuwe nayagala dojivuga afande muwadde n'amataala. Antonio oliwa mvuga wanuwe nga sinavuga sinagula na crown, mvuze wanuwe. mvuga wanuwe abafa ba papa mvuze wanuwe kanjagala ndabo wa traffic yankwatako nti atovuze wanuwe yino njivuze oba wetta wanuwe nenga Senfuka. Jeke kyabuuza, are you trained professionally as an electrical engineer oba mulimu waguyiga gwa mutwe? Because no mulimu waguyiga gwa mutwe nakyo si kibi. Osobola okuba nga oli electrician, omuntu yayiga mulimu gwa mutwe abeera electrician. Electrical engineer alina okubaako n'ebyamanya ebyomunda. Kati nganze yasoma katemba, nze nyina ebyange ebyomunda sebo byemmanyi, bannakatemba abalala bye batamanyi. Chovola bankugamba nzo mu kubannakatemba abasinga okubitegeera e Kampala, because ne bannakatemba baserebu baffe betumanyi balina bye batamanyi byemmanyi nga banneebuuzaako. Sikwagala byonoonese nniko. Naye nga obulamu bwo bwa kiseera, you do what you gotta do. Naye nga bagayi bange, all in all, don't simply give up because you're distressed. Ebiseera ebimu tubeera distressed ne tubeera stressed, you think kino kankite ngende nkola ebirala. Okitegeera, there are people I've realized chovola nabagamba nze obeera ne moroka ya Toyota ngekulemi nze njagigula license gitwale nze njitereza. For example, I've given you an example of wiring issues. Wiring issues I realized later on in life. Moroka bebe kutawanya wiring, osobola okugula ekiwaya ekiramba ne ku ibbe bibeera ku nga kiwaya kiramba nga bwe kiva ku engine ne kijja mu computer ne kigaba ewalala, n'ogula ekyo ekiwaya moroka ijja kutawanya wiring because waya zikaddiye. Waliwo n'abaana abamanyi okuzimba ebiwaya ebyo ebiramba n'akizza nga bwe kyali baddewo ekya factory, webale nga baabisoma. Thank you, Access News. An electrical engineer should have a diploma. A diploma. Njo olina okuba n'olupapula. Olina okuba n'olupapula. Noga nagenda oba Kyambogo oba nagenda Smile ku institute ki n'ensoma oba electrical engineer. Nga tebalina kibuuzo kye bakubuuza n'otakikati nzo olina ky'oyinza okumbuuza mu katemba, olina ky'oyinza okumbuuza mu marketing ne sikiddamu. Mpozi nga nyina abewaffe abafuwa emmindi. Naye kajjamuko mukalabi ne gwe nabadde ndowooza gwe nasooka ku office agenda kunsooka yo bonna ngenda basanga nga baatudde dda. Kati mweno rainy season abantu abaga SUV webeyagalira mweno season because omuntu avuga SUV amazi tagamanya and all that. But all in all, banange, don't give up on life, don't give up on your phone, don't by the way nakasajja kinawa isimu yangu kajintele motherboard tekanagize. I realize that repairing the motherboard is cheaper than not repairing the motherboard. Isimu dio ija kole bilala. Ibile spare phone. Ani atateke the presentation ya fiyari bana. Presentation of area is not to give up. Me, of course, to wait a bit, and sometimes you have to give up first. Sometimes you have to give up first. Because if you don't give up, sometimes you lose. For example, you have to give up. Like a motokanga extreme. Give up. I know someone that has a UBE. Ajitunda. Ngamba ya musumbwa ya mugendo musumbwa nge mukoledde sente ninagaya musumbwa irembozi yagenda okugiranga atha njitunda ne mubuza na extra ogenda jiguzani lunyulula soko bilete banange enembozi egenda kunyuma kati Jonathan who qualifies to be called an engineer kakati Jonah abaliko just ka electrical ka engineer tukajjeko soko tubulire Jonathan balete mwogera half baked statements mutwe ebintu byonna olugambo mululete lwonna otuserete osubibwa tuine mboze eri maso wano Jonathan agamba nti omuntu aina diploma taina kuyitibwa electrical engineer ayitibwe eche electrical ayitibwe echi banange Jonathan then eri ekirala omuntu ayita electrical engineer ayina kuba na qualification ki a diploma is Western setting in Uganda you ought to have a degree but I think with the diploma you're just an electrician or electric technician. You must have a degree to qualify. Okay kakati muganda wange yanyono senfuka ina degree because bobo ina degree tugenye tusagala kudamuna kulaba akwata ko nga abuze ebibuzo. JK is saying the minimum qualification to register in the Ugandan Engineering Board is a bachelor's degree. Ochiwulidde senfuka, are you registered as an engineer with the Engineers Board? Nange ebintu byonna byonna biyina tekini no engineer ali ku site yanga like atali na registered na Engineers Board. I doubt the Engineers Board will register someone that would misread the plan, because nange atha kati wano wendi sebo sobola ku misreading a plan at least mfuno omuntu nagisomera. There is a difference between a profession, a trade, a vocation, a business. Don't misuse the terms. To bully the council, you get a bit of bannanga. Define them. A profession, a trade, a vocation, and business. Council, define all of them, because to a layman, those things are the same. A profession is something you went to school for, not so. A trade is something you do for money. A vocation is something that you have a skill in. And a business is something that gives you money back for capital. I know I've tried to define those things easily. A profession, you went to school and studied it, and you know it. A trade is something that you do exchange for money. A vocation is something that you have skill in. And a business, you put capital, get profit. Katikanso, okujja konga sinze nasinga nga mu GPM mitiyana. I'm loving this engineering jazz here. Yonish, eno nawe leta, tubulire. Oli engineer, what oli engineer? Eno, oli engineer? Okay, leta tukae. Are you an engineer or oli engineer? Waliwo engineer, neba engineer. Oli engineer oba engineer. Amina. Jekendo zo uli anti oluzungu lwangu lenda kusina. Ate nyina oluzungu lwenayogedde nga shootinga ka video ka Suzuki. Ojjana kutya. Kuba nabadde nvuga mmotoka mpya nga oluzungu nyina kwogera lupya. Nina oluzungu lwagenze n'enjogera. you'll be scared. So kakati muganda wange Enoka oli engineer oba engineer simanyi oba difference mujuwida mu pronunciation engineer beba engineer betubana bokusaita ebiseera ebisinga ngoli yasoma plan yange obubu oba oli engineer kanafe mu Katemba omugenzi Katolubama yali engineer kati nze ndi engineer. Dr. Patrick Mangeni Makerere engineer, Dr. Kawa engineer, Arthur Chisenyi engineer, Musika Pale engineer. We have engineers in Uganda, but for government contractors you always hear Chinese getting those offers, then Ugandans come as subcontractors. And I think well, but the thing with government contracts is about capital, because government tesasulirawo, so you need to have capital. So I think that's why the Chinese get those contracts. JK is saying we just don't want to be misled. Moses is saying to be called an engineer, you have to be registered with the engineering board with a number. Enoka, oli engineer oba engineer. Ngenda kutandika okuba omuzibu ennyo. Oli bwangamba nga ayagala kusasulwa nga engineer. Ampa number you from the engineering. Ngenda kuba walugezigezi nnyo ku bizimbe byange ebiddako. Sikyagala bintu byakola majani mpa a number from the engineering board. That's something that we are trying to do in the performing arts as well. Nekati munindeko nga nfuse president of one of the associations ojja kulaba changes mu arts. The president of the Theatre Association of Uganda is my mentor. Nenda mugamba tanja mwesimbako. Nchimanya abamuli around nabo bamunafuya, but there are a lot of things that they would do. You can be a subcontractor and still an engineer. That's no issue. Checho JK. Ati JK semu sukyabadde agamba nti lwaki banna Uganda ba engineer tebafuna contract. Nze for me I've come to realize that sometimes it's about capital. Abachina balina capital mungi. Ndi asobola ofuna contract n'agizimba omwaka mulamba nga tannafuna sente. Ne mu Uganda abantu bameka bomanya abasobola okwata billion yese n'agisa mu contract n'alinda omwaka bamusasule batono nnyo. Peugeot yiyo Peugeot kati onokuba eryanda lyayo lwomanya nobody can stop reggae. Anti akugamba nze ligula olimpi n'olinonye Kampala ne libula. I know for a fact that electricians and mechanics in Uganda often call themselves engineers. Nedda JK beita ba engineer si engineer. I think neku quote za bali batekaka kagamo engineer si engineer. Katife mu Katemba abantu bangi ba engineer si ba engineer. So I always ask specifics not to be misled. Oli mutufu nnyo JK. A diploma and a certificate holder are all electricians. You only qualify as an engineer with a bachelor's degree, and also must be registered with the engineering board. And being registered with the professional board does not guarantee the quality of work to be delivered. Just that you can look at the record of similar work in the past to judge one. Nayati Council, one thing I've realized, omuntu yasoma ebintu bino. Nze I've been referred by people that I went to school with. Nga akirabye ntakisobola nampita nga atajangu tukoleka project kano. Omuntu yasoma ebintu abana amagezi agamanya nti kino si kisobola. Kampita kisobola. That's the difference between people that are professionals and people that are not. Nze there is a time a friend of mine got a contract to write a play. Nganchali muteyo mu 2012. Nafuna contract na wandika omuzanyo nga ina mukwano gwenfanfe, who is a director, a very good director, but a director of Uganda Productions. Neto asoma naye. And he had the task of getting a director for his production. Director wo muzanyo gwe yawandika. Na abuuka mukwano gwenfanfe, because mukwano gwenfanfe nga tamanyi Luzungu. Twayita tunyumyanga nako nampita nangamba Arthur jangu okola omulimu guno. And that one project has opened so many doors for me. Oshegera kati omuntu yasoma ebintu abana amagezi agamanya nti eso kisobola Era one of the reasons why we are suffering with cars is because bamakanika bafa basinga tebasoma. Ntera nnyo okwogera ku guy wa wiring Jeff owe Masanafu oba Masanafu. Oyo Jeff yasoma ekyambogo, yasoma engineering owe mmotoko oba gwe bayita batya, kati nze biri confused. Je katugamba yasoma mechanical engineering kyokka si makanika. Oli simanyi kiki yasoma, naye yasoma ekyambogo era ne be yasoma nabo we bali basoma ekyambogo, kati oyo engineer wa mmotoka. Era oyo guy Jeff bw'aba ekintu takisobola ayina gwakugamba gende wono omuntu yajja okukola, and trust me takusindika wantu nekigaana because yakisoma. Kati nange nyina ebintu byemmanyi byesisobola, era bwompita okumpa project I call people, era bw'onojja ku seti yange n'olaba nga shooting a waka wange, you realize that I have a lot of people that do different things because they are good at that, but that's because nabisoma. So nze mmanya nti ono bwe mussa wano asobola okukola kino, oli bwe mussa wali, kati nze mba engineer siba yinginiya. Jeke nakwogeddeko mu video ya Suzuki Grand Vitara. Nkyali mu kujja editinga, ya upload very soon. Akamotoka kali kawooma bannange, ka Suzuki Grand Vitara kawooma kawoomu. Emotoka empye bampye kalina paddle shifters, so osobola okukavuga mu manual, era nakavuzeeko mu manual. Neno Subaru gye twaguze nagivuze mu manual. Ya automatic naye ina manual mode, so nze nadde ngivuga mu manual. Bannange webale bajjukiza Herbert. You people like the broadcast, tuve mu gundi doyi. You like the broadcast people. You guys are 38. Sina watu badda 45. Like the broadcast guys. Pass Systems Limited. Okay, what do they do? Our CEO runs an engineering company, but he's not an engineer. He has in the team, he has us in the team to do the work. So your company doesn't necessarily make you an engineer. It can make you an engineer. But Jackie doesn't give up. Sadat, simanyi oba argument y'abaami bano ogitegedde. Sadat, oyina company esobola okuba nga ekola emirimu emirungi, naye bw'oba nga tolina bachelor's degree mu engineering, nga toli registered with the engineers board mu Uganda ye standard, ekikuyisa engineer kyekyo kye bagamba nti ne bw'oba oyina company ennungi, you can be having engineers naye gwe ng'oli engineer. Sadat olabika oli ngazi okayana nemba neyesigama ennyama. Nze nga nalandiza okayana, nze era simala gakayana, naye bwe ntandika okayana ati you can fear. We need to subject our mechanics to an automotive engineering course. Ate bano abisoma obwongo babulina obubisoma, obwongo tebabulina, because ebintu ebisinga biri very easy to work on. Ngojeko okuba nti waliwo emmotoka eziri problematic, nga globally emmotoka eri problematic. Ebintu by'emmotoka ebisinga byebimu nti omuntu nga yasoma engineering ow'emmotoka, simanyi kati we bamuyita Jackie watu one confusing nga oli mechanical engineer toli makanika, ozimba bidyeri. Kakati sikutegeera, kati nze bakanika basoma mechanical engineering nabo oba balina engineering omulala gwe basoma. Omuntu yasoma engineering oyo ow'emmotoka, the principles are the same. Kyovula nti omuntu asobola okukola nga bakola manufacturing in Volkswagen moving n'agenda mu Toyota n'akola omulimu gwe gumu, because the principles are the same. Okitegeera? Ngenda soma, when I can read the comments, I'm going to read the comments. Kasita tunatuuka wendaga. I hope you guys are doing well. Today's topic was about giving up, and of course the deduction is, over the end, the conclusion is, sometimes you should give up very fast. Other times you should not give up at all. Now, The question of whether to give up or not can only be answered by you. Situation it's only you who is in the situation that we are talking about. So it's only you who can know whether to give up or not. Personally, I found that sometimes we give up too soon because we are dealing with the wrong people. We are getting advised by the wrong people. So we end up giving up too soon. And other times, we take a very long time to give up, still because we are getting advised by the wrong people. We are hanging out with the wrong people. Jekale banange jeke mwamulese kati atandise complicating ebintu anti kati jeke mundu kyalina okanika wane emmotoka balina kusoma engineering ki automotive automobile engineering hanene lunaku mbako change ku broadcast kuno kati ekyo leero nkiyizi banaye muwulidde makanika w'emmotoka mubuuzo ina degree mu automotive engineering okwata ku mmotoka naddala ate mwabagula emmotoka empya ez'ebbeeyi mwalibadde mwerondana nnyo nze nga ngula emmotoka yange ya miliyoni 4 ng'omwana atalina yadde ka certificate mu automotive engineering ng'akwata ku mmotoka yange. Nze nabwe abayi mulowooza bayinginiya tebatandise okukwata mu byuma bya the love of cars bayinginiya ba engineer bali okay naye bayinginiya batandise okukwata mu byuma bya for the love of cars ati network mujja byetandise okukola nemwe ngonzi ja kunna mukadde yange kati ne mmoloka bwe tuba mu mmotoka ebeera engineer zi Volkswagen Passat zi Ford ziba engineer ziba engineer but automotive engineering Chambogo has that course nze njagenda ngisome. It doesn't kill for me to have knowledge, but also Jekenze nali njagala kola bintu bya mmoloka nali njagala kusoma automotive engineering naye munnange omusajja yasobola kumusomesa physics mu senior 1 yatugamba oba math akutawanya ne physics ebyokukanika emmoloka biveeko yandibanga yali mutuufu. But bwe nkuze wano nentuka mu adult life, I realize actually math is siri mubi nnyo mu math, just nali mubi mu theory za math naye nga math owaddala ono siri mubi nnyo. Mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, software engineers naye kati jeke olaba ekintu ekiri ku mmoloka wano e Kampala omuntu yasoma automotive engineering asobola okufiguring out ekirwadde ky'emmoloka then alyoka engaging abalala. Ate I'm sure even mu automotive engineering mulimu fields nti osobola okukola automotive engineering no concentrating kuki no concentrating ku wiring no concentrating ku engine okitegeera so I'm sure that is also there. Naye kati nze bwe mba genda kukola automotive engineering kati sigenda mu yingini ngenda mu wiring kubanga emmoloka za the future cars wiring is going to be the issue. It will not be engines. We can buy an engine and put it there, but we cannot buy wiring. Era bw'oba olina muganda ng'agenda kusoma automotive engineering mugamba agenda awo mu wiring awo mu wiring wagenda okuba obuzibu mu mmoloka ez'omu future, because now we are getting hybrid cars, fully electric cars. Ebyo ebintu masannyalaze kati ge gagenda okubaamu okukanika. Engine tujja kugula ngenda tuzituuzeemu already twatandika dda tetukyakanika mu yingini tugula yingini ndala ngate tuli babidi kati abaana baffe bagenze ba abali bagenda baba babidi. December, good morning. Sada Motufu, the topic is not to give up. Hi Moses. Oinengeri jobi gase no get not give up. Tajja ku giving up. Enga Sadati ayinzo bayinginiya. Wala omwana bwavuga wanwe ku gali. Mugumu. Ajja mu kuba ebyuma. Sadati, are you a engineer or an engineer? Nenga no kubera engineer na sio si chibi. Nze ngenda gena nkoleka course ka automotive engineering nzi sigenda kwemenya. The way I love cars, I should do that course. Tandiko bagambe bintu I'm speaking from a position of knowledge. But JK, question, can I do automotive engineering online? Council Patrick abantu ba Toyota baba abantu abasome ebintu ebyo baba nabo tosobola kungamba nti ku Toyota head of workshop teyasoma bintu ebyo asobola okubanga si mulungi nnyo naye nga yabisoma uno gayo muwanvu asinga mavuga jet center gwe nalimba gamba abulirayo naye mumulabye you get the idea. I think that guy is 8 feet yeah guy muwanvu no kaza parking abika paso center ke bajja katomera ate namugamba ne muyigiza ne bwe parking naye kyamulimo okuyiga ya parking mu mukubu we nawe jjayo olubuto olwokuba mundaba nga manyi okuparking emmotoka tekitegeeza nti muyimire mu kkubo lya nga parking sagala bakuza kiri akakammotoka kemula akapaso set kiki akaparkinga bubi kali mu kkubo olede kakulubule konna naye muloza situso basibula. I have a lot of work to do. Ennaku zile ebbiri ze tubadde tugulamu emmotoka zintuteko obudde bungi. I happen to have a bias in engineering design and product development. We wali sente jeke product development. Never katubere mu performing arts. It's just that our product developers, they don't know the value they have. Me, I invest a lot in product development. In tekamu sente because I know when the product is there, you can recoup the money. Most engineering practices come from imagination, creativity, and passion. But I can't work in maritime industry because my skills are easily transferable. Oh, kai tugende maso nembozi yafe. Sadati, oli engineer oba engineer. Ebyo bintu bibiri. Nabagambye omugenzi katolo wa yali engineer. Nze ndi engineer mukatemba. Ne baserebwa abasinga be mumanyi ba engineer. Nze ndi engineer mukatemba. Mu marketing tulina aba engineer banji. Nafe ba engineer jituli. Mugalasi Joshua webali kera mani wange Ibanda Bernard Raymond Innocent Paul Nicholas Kaziwe Bukenya Abe Mark Adieri Muhammad Mede Karim Mugalasi Joshua Abe Harbat Mutumba Pade Samuel Sise Musomesa Muyombya Mark Lubura Chris Fitness Martha Director Martha Academy Nama Mukono elisomera bagenda okuzimba e Mukono elisomero lya muntu wa Ferio di ground za next year ebizimbe byonna yabimala alinda just kumala ko mirimuje akomewe Kampala gulewo officially Cosmas Agaba of course JK Nsereko Starch Moses Heath Ben Kako Omeja Moses Deepin Coffee Council Patrick Asiku Saidi Mkose Chairman Zaka Sekumaze Mutumba Pade Sekumaze Access News Isaac Ruirika Oyo Surveyor Nena awe Isaac are you a surveyor obo uno guy wa futi munana senga mulabidde ne mubala guy muwanvu musimu yangala ikatajamu Isaac oli surveyor obalika te bintu bino tugenda tuja abakade tunyina surveyor are you a surveyor or a surveyor ahimbisibwe Dennis Semfuka Sadati oli engineer oba engineer Derek Lule Talemwa Samuel Derek Lule Reynolds Lucky Mose Mawanda Alan bane mwebali kubera ko Chiguli Nicholas Twebaze Umar Moses Heath Seru Victor bane Victor badobuze nawe J Omega Moses ani sibamaze yomulowoza Semusu Wilba Kawagama Enoch Luyima Jimmy Yinginia but no giving up echomerenga muchimanyi never give up too easy at least ovaonga wekaziza nayenga no giving up nene danze ndaba nga Sadati alaika is a businessman nenga chayingina techina kuvao kuba chiri mu Uganda wano bobaka akagamba aka legitimizing kyokola emirimu gitambula nnyo. Lunyulula Jonathan ne muloza sibamazeeyo bannange 25th December. The operation word is cool, temumbya. But engineering is also an English word, and so that could simply be referring to that. Jekareka aberanga mu debate, nze debate sazigenda nga munze nyiga mangu. Kuba mu debate akana kayinza okujja nga kato ne kaga nze nga nyiga, nze debate sazigenda nga ekisooka twaberanga mu debate nga abaana abatategeera be babeera ba chairman ba pano babayitanga bataje sa chairman, secretary, timekeeper and simanyande debaters at large. Kati ba chairman babanga kusomera lyaffe gonna gye nasomera okuva ekitebi mu primary nga ba chairman ba pano bamuyita chairman judge oyo abeera ku edanze ya parliament sibisobola nze simanyi kwata gagambo. Katwagendanga mu debate nga chairman we obali abantu bali ku meza abasalawo nti bano be bawangudde kati naye mboze nnyumira. Kati oyo chairman ife ku musomero gye nasomera nga abantu ababeera ba chairman kwezo committee eza debate bannange babakiita batajjeke bakiita batya bagaya aba batulanga okuli chairman, secretary, simanya biki opposers and the house at large. Kati bali basooka okwogera abakulira ife ku kasomero gye nagenda gayo nga yabe babeera abasiru nga be babeera abasiru. Kati nze nga sigenda genda wali aipoa my and of course ne argument sign nga za amaanyi naye nga nze sijja kukkiriza omuntu gwensinga okutegeera abenga yajaji nga agambe musembye ekyo chance janga mu debate ebiseera ebisinga. Good morning Chef Denison. Oli chef mani? Oli chef oba oli mufumbi? Omanika kati olunaku lwaleero tugenda bajaji babanga bajaji. Something doesn't add up there. Kubafe kusomera dafa abayaya babanga basiru. Ate oba okumanya nango baba somero. Oba musomero kena somero ngigabanga. Nze kugambye ne ba chairman ba chairman ba disciplinary committee. Ba chairman ba disciplinary committee bonna babanga bagwagwa nga gayi abera semba mu kibira ne bamuwa. Naye bakuba babanga basajja bakuru basomanga bakuru nga munene muwanvu ayina ekiwo chairman DC. Atobe bisere mu ne ba head prefect babanga basiru. Okitegeera nze njukira lo guy bali mamutangani mwera bidenze kati nentandiko kwita HP kuba nali mulalu ne naita HP kusomera kwa byo mwapita HP denga sinze HP guy nampita napo wa timekeeper kiveyo kiri amazima era naye ne banza ne batandiko kunkupita timekeeper nenga ya HP yali likaze naye munange abantu abo bajaja abajajinga nga kugundi debate nga abamu basinga okutegeera sigenda muntu gwensinga kutegeera kusala wonti ne munange eno munsi. Of course kati you don't just do law so omuntu afuka omulamuzi already aba ategeera okitegeera kati okulonda kuba lawyer okulonda ani judge n'atali judge waawe wali ka mix chawe wali politics awo nenge eyo bivuddeyo. Don't just give up. Kyonna kye kiri. Jekola banaye wokuba bayingini yabanno nze nange mu industry wano nze njagala tojja kujja ongambe kyakola nga nkusinga okupanya ebintu because banji mbasinga. I think that's one reason I have not acted in movies in Uganda because Uganda to the director n'omulaba byakola. Nogamba nula kubayina capital manyire. Funo gayo muwanvu wa futi 8. Omuntu wa futi 8 aleka futi nga musa. Ziso kamukubanze ndi futi 5 nezu n'obugwamu. Ansinga futi nga 3 oyo gayo muwanvu. Naye nga banaye muzikirize mbasibule ngene nkole ku mirimu gy'abakama bange njabbala bencha ku macha 7:15 am. I hope olunaku lwa leero you're not going to give up. Please don't give up. Mukama abawo omukisa. Makadieri nakuwogeddeko tekuba nakuwogeddeko. Naye nga Mukama abawo omukisa. Let's meet tomorrow at 7:15 am. Ciao.